So what I'm going to do is I'm going to debone this bird with a minimal amount of blood or mess. And the reason I like to debone it is that it's easier to get all the shot and the feathers out of the pieces of the meat that you take. And then, you know, I give a lot of pheasants away to elderly patients and single moms, and so the things is a lot easier for them to care for. It doesn't gross them out. So are we ready? So what I do is with a sharp knife, I just make a little cut in the skin. And I now expose the breast. I'll just peel it up and I can quickly see what he's been eating. You see, these birds, they love corn. So, you know, sometimes we'll find an area where there's not a lot of corn. They'll have soybeans in there, but most of the time, even sometimes wheat seeds. So then I take, you can see the breastbone. Just make a little incision right along the breastbone. It's kind of like filleting a fish. And most guys that are sportsmen, hunters, are usually fishermen too. And then I just follow the little infrastructure of the bone. You can see the bones in there on the rib cage, kind of rib cage in there. You can see where he was shot through the lungs, and so that's why the blood there, and that's why he died, because he doesn't have very many BBs in his chest. Another one of those lucky shots. It was probably yours, Les. This is probably your bird.
Ow!
So then I just go over to the second side, just make an incision along there. Now you see how I don't cut into the gut chamber, so I don't have that smell. Pheasants smell a lot better in their abdominal cavity than a rabbit does. Some of your followers probably have cleaned a rabbit or two, and I just follow that right down in there. I could do this a lot faster, but there's no need because we're doing it for demonstration purposes. I still have all my fingers. I don't think you need to be highly skilled doctor or anything to be able to do this. And so we end up with 2 pieces of breast. And I go over here and I peel the legs back, always inspecting the legs. If they're shot up pretty bad, I don't save the thighs, but you see I'm going to take the thigh out of here. Most of the time it breaks at the joint. This one didn't, but we'll just compensate. We'll just cut it free. If I cut the feathers a little bit, that doesn't really hurt anything. And across the joint. I'll be able to show you on the other leg a little bit more efficient job. If that had popped out of the, usually that hip bone will pop out the socket. And you can just take that off. This is kind of like filleting a walleye, and you cut across the midline. Just freeing the skin up there. Fortunately, this only happens about once in every 100 birds, so. You end up with the thigh with no bones. And I flip the bird around the other way. Again, checking to make sure. Now you see that's the way you want to do it. Pop the ball out. Frame the skin up. Then when you got that free, then you just cut it like this. Cut it like this. Find the bone where it's close to the surface. Peel it back. And voila, you got, not feather free yet, but 4 pieces of meat. So I have a friend that takes the drumsticks. There's like 5 bones in that drumstick, which makes it impossible for, you know, most humans to be able to eat that. He has an ability to take the bones out of that, and then he cooks it, just literally boils it, simmers it on a stove for like 6 hours, and then he takes the meat and he makes pot pies out of it. I'm uncovering that leg portion there, the lower leg portion, and I'm just freeing the skin away from it. Like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the thigh. I'm going to debone that in a minute, but what I'm doing is I'm just freeing this up here. like so. And I'm going to go right above the spur. I'm going to break that leg, and I'll twist it around and around and around and around. Then I'm going to grip this way up here on a pull, and there are those 5 bones that are in the lower portion of the leg. And then you can just turn around and take this little portion of the leg There's still one main bone in there yet, but that got rid of all of those bony tendons in there.
Yeah.
You'll just take this little piece of meat here, scrub it up, and then slow cook it, and you'll be able to peel the meat right off that main bone in there, and it'll have no bones in there, and then he just breaks it up then and puts it in his pheasant pot pies.